Nightwing, issue 82. We are coming off the events of the last issue where we found out that maybe Dick Grayson has a sister. We don't really know how that is possible considering his parents are dead, but we have an entire book dedicated to figuring out that premise. So when we last ended off, Dick kind of went into this pretty much like the home of Melinda, and she's like, I'm your sister, and he's like, that's impossible. So we're gonna get the reveal of what that is. He puts his mask back on so we can talk to Oracle. He's like, it's all right, I'm okay, nothing bad is gonna happen to me, everything is fine. You can call off the people that are coming in to help, you can call off the extraction protocol. And we see that Oracle calls off this protocol, and pretty much like everybody that Dick loves is coming to save him. So we see Donna Troy's on her way, the Titans are on their way, and Batman is on his way to come save Dick Grayson. But Oracle calls it off, and she's like, "All right, I guess you got a lot of people who want to save you, Dick." So he's gonna go talk to Melinda, and we're gonna figure out the truth. So she's like, "There's somebody I need you to meet today, so you can understand where I'm coming from with all this." And we realize that the person he is going to meet is Melinda's mother, and her name they say it was like Mei Lee Lin. And we get the backstory to this. So most of this book is a flashback. I know some people probably won't care, but this is kind of like setting up a new character in the Nightwing mythology as like a person that's related to Dick Grayson. So that's kind of interesting. So Mei Lee came to this country. She was bought by Tony Zuko, and he became, just like, here's my mail order bride. We're gonna have fun and just like, enjoy ourselves. But she never wanted to be with him, so any chance she could take to get away from him, she did. One day they went to the circus. She snuck into like this trailer to hide away, and the man inside the trailer was John Grayson, and he comes out talking to Tony because Tony's looking for his wife. They get into a little bit of scrap, and immediately you see Tony's ready to go the violent route, but John and Mary actually step in to kind of take him down, and this alerts like the ringleader of the circus and the strongman to kind of get Tony out of the way. And we realize that, okay, so do we know where the wife is? Of course we don't, but really, we do. So we see John hands him a teddy bear, they kick Tony out, and the woman is inside of his trailer, and they're just keeping her safe, and she's like, thank you. And basically it just builds up this interesting idea that before John and Mary ended up together, John had a little bit of a fling with this girl, Mei Lee. And I'm like, okay, I can't hate that. This is very, like, Thomas Wayne-ish, which I don't think's a bad thing because it just draws those conclusions more so towards, Dick and Bruce being brothers as opposed to father and son, which I kind of enjoy that aspect. I don't think... Okay, you could look at it a couple of ways. This could diminish some of the appeal of John Grayson, where you're like, this guy was like the perfect father and husband. But at the same time, the book does a really strong job of trying to present to you they weren't together. This was before they could get together, and John didn't know what he wanted. So Mei Lee was somebody who he could express that feeling with when he always wanted to be with Mary. And something I really like too is that Mei Lee doesn't hold that resentment towards him. She's just kind of like, I got it. Like, we were never going to last. He was so obsessed with Mary, but he was trying with me, and I liked that about him. But I was never... I was aware the whole time things were going to end at some point. Then one day, Tony comes back to the circus, he finds Mei Lee, he gets his guys to kidnap her, and he places the teddy bear that John gave him back in his trailer, and they come to beat up John. And you're like, that's pretty fun. And this kind of sets up to why Tony Zuko wanted to kill John. Because when Mei Lee had the child, which would be Melinda Zuko, Tony always knew that there was a chance that it wasn't his, and he was aware, but he always just had that doubt in his head that it was actually his kid. So the next time, he'd see John Grayson, it would be like pulling the trigger and killing him. Which I'm like, I guess that's an interesting development, giving a little more reason than a blindless murder to that. And then we see that, Melinda was kind of just like accepting her life, but Mei Lee was always like trying to get back to the circus, trying to find where John was. So, and they go back to the circus and they see that the Flying Graysons had a kid, and she's watching as the Flying Graysons are performing with their new son, Dick Grayson, and they're just having fun, and she's there like, they all looked happy, and I think they deserve that. So I didn't want to come in and ruin anything like that, so I left, I took my daughter. Little did I know that my husband would come back to kill them for the things I didn't know. And I just love when we cut back to the present day, you see like she's apologizing to Dick, and he's like, I'm sorry for you too. We both were affected by the Zukos in a way that we weren't expecting. And this is where we are. And I like it because Dick doesn't have that resentment, whether he believes her or not. He's fully in just like understanding of her situation. So she's not like attacking him and he's not attacking her. I think that's very Dick Grayson, because I think a lot of other characters would just like act out in like this, like, what the f are you talking about energy, where it's very aggressive. But Dick's just like, it tracks. I'm not going to say it doesn't. So he's willing to accept it. And he still isn't like, yeah, she might be my sister, but that doesn't make her a good person automatically. She still did bad things, and she is still a criminal. And as he is walking away with Melinda, we realize that she didn't tell Mei Lee, her mother, about like the action she is doing working with certain people. And we hear a knock from one of the doors outside, and looks like there's a SWAT team showing up. And of course, it is Blockbuster making his triumphant return to take down probably Melinda and maybe even Nightwing, depending on what we're going to happen here. We see that the tease for the next issue is Nightwing versus Blockbuster, and I thought this was a really fun issue. You know, you're doing like kind of a retcon to the origin of the Flying Graysons and Dick Grayson and all that stuff, and some people might not like it. I understand that completely, but in terms for what the story is developing here, I can't complain about this. I just think it's solid, it's strong, it knows exactly what it's doing, so I'm impressed that you're making it work. And the fact that Dick Grayson just accepts it, I think makes it a little bit better, where he's not over mad about it or is like cursing his father's name. He's just like, yeah, okay, makes sense, I guess. So I'm okay with it. Like, I think some people could take fault in what this is doing, but this book has done a great job of establishing Dick Grayson as a really nice guy, and I think just the fact that he's like, yeah, okay, makes it really good. So I enjoy that a lot. It was really fun to see this book. Again, the artwork is great, the coloring is fantastic, the flashback stuff is done in a different type of style and like coloring, which makes it look a little more old school comic booky, which has been a big trope in comic books lately. Very impressed by that. So I enjoyed this book a lot. I think it's a great addition to what Tom Taylor is doing with Nightwing, and it's going to make a lot of people understand the character in hopefully a new light. So good for you, man. This is a really fun book. So Nightwing, issue 82, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.